Good morning. Saigon is known to be the most modern and most developed city in Vietnam. Developed, of course, means developed in a Western sense. And even when you look at the old town, this over there is the old town, the center of District 1. Doesn't really look like an old town, but you do find some French colonial buildings there. Okay, this is already a really modern city, but the government is trying to take it to the next level. They are building a completely new quarter, which should be much more futuristic and I don't know. To get there, you can cross this bridge and go to the other side of the Saigon River. I hope that it's possible to cross the bridge as a pedestrian. And yes, there is a staircase for pedestrians. The bridge is obviously not made for pedestrians, and there's a reason for that. People from Saigon don't walk. They use their motorbikes for every distance above, let's say, 200 meters. And which is clear because it is hot. It's 10 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's already something like 33 degrees. Temperature gonna go up to 35 at least today. Once again, the old town is over there, and this is Thủ Thiêm, the part of the city that I am going to explore today. It is the latest development project, urban development project. There have been similar projects in the past. For example, when you look over there, this is the area around this high building, which is called Landmark 81. It has office buildings, apartments, and so on. So this has been built, I would say, 10 to 5 years ago. There are some other, I think mostly these are apartment buildings. So these are development projects from the past, but this is the latest one. This is a peninsula in the Saigon River, and a few years ago, or maybe a few decades ago, it was mainly empty land, probably a few houses, but completely undeveloped. If you have watched some other videos of mine, you probably know that I'm always a bit skeptical about these planned huge development projects. But then it's always good to have a positive surprise. So let's see. Starbucks has already positioned one of their shops strategically at the riverside. and next to it a Vietnamese cafe chain, which in my mind looks a little bit nicer than Starbucks. This region next to the riverside is supposed to become one of the main recreational areas of this place. But it definitely will take some time. I have to say, I've been here 2 years ago and I don't think it's changed a lot. It is for sure much more crowded in the evening. Mostly construction workers hanging out here. I am now on my way to the center of this peninsula, but still, so far, only construction work. In my recent videos about Da Nang and Monkey Island, I have already complained a lot about all of the construction work that is going on. But you cannot compare this to Europe. This is a country with an annual economic growth of between, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 to 7% each year. And that has been going on for, I would say, at least 2 decades. And many people say that this is just the way it is. It has to be. When you have that economic growth, it just comes with all of this construction. So that's what many people say. I've heard it many times, but still I believe that this must be doable somehow in a more organic way. This is a completely different view of the skyline of Saigon. I think there are some more finished or developed areas over there. I'm trying to cross that 12-lane road here and get to what seems to be a more developed, more finished region of this neighborhood. Okay, I think I've got to hurry. Let's see. It's actually not 12 lanes as it seems, but 16 lanes. Is this a shopping center or something else? Yep. So this is where the people hang out during that time of day. A air-conditioned shopping center. Quite a big one. and of course the inevitable Starbucks. There are so many great cafe chains here in Vietnam, but some people seem to prefer Starbucks. So, this is where the average Vietnamese people go shopping every day. Or maybe not. I guess this is what the whole area should look like when it's finished. All of these houses are mostly apartment buildings, and they are not cheap. I don't think many Vietnamese can afford to live there. That's the plan, I guess. That's what it all should look like when it's finished. And the building over there with the trees on the roof actually doesn't look that bad. But still, it is of course somehow sterile and looks or feels artificial. So I don't think I would like to live here. At least it is not just a housing suburb. There are shops, cafes, restaurants in the ground floors of these apartment buildings. Here we got a much more exclusive quarter. Look at that. I guess if you want to buy one of these houses, you'll probably have to be super rich. And I'm not sure, I'm also assuming that this is some kind of gated community, and okay, so I got kicked out. I was expecting that. It is actually not really necessary in Vietnam, at least from my point of view, to have these things like gated communities, because there is little crime. But yeah, I think somehow these people probably feel better when they have it. It took quite a while until this security person noticed me, because it is so uncommon to have people walking around. Everybody is using their motorbikes or cars or whatever. Nice park here, well maintained. There is also a soccer field, but I'm really wondering who is using this soccer field, who is playing soccer there. Is it for these rich kids? I don't even think so. And also, I can't see any benches or places to rest in this park. Nothing. Probably unfinished as well. But there's a guy who is maintaining it. I have left the realm of the super rich, and now I'm really wondering who can afford these houses. I guess they are still quite expensive, and I know that at least in some regions in Vietnam the real estate prices are crazy, so don't expect it to be cheap here, but I cannot tell you the exact numbers. So if anybody knows more, please just write a comment. But my guess is that at most the top 1% on the income pyramid can even afford an apartment like this. Feeling a bit exhausted, so I think I'm gonna have a coffee here in the shopping mall, but certainly not at Starbucks. Feels like I have seen enough of the new Saigon, so I'm gonna take a grab that brings me back to the old Saigon. I'm going to Turtle Lake in District 3. This is Turtle Lake. Oh, there is actually a turtle, maybe more of them. And I don't really think this is District 3. I think this is still in District 1, but when we go this way we should get to District 3. It is really difficult to make Saigon look good on video. There is always something that doesn't really fit in. Let's wrap it up. What you have seen in this video is not representative for Saigon. It is an incredible city that has lots of beautiful places, and if you like to see these places, maybe you should look at the videos I have recorded 2 years ago on my first trip to this city. But today I wanted to show you a different side, which of course also exists. So that's it. Bye bye. See you next time.